Good day and welcome back to another Dbz Dokkan battle video. In this video we are going to take a look at the Ginyu Force team and how they do in the legendary Goku event. So this is the fighting legend Goku, and basically we're going to take a look at how the new and improved Ginyu Force team does in this stage. So we've got a pretty solid lineup overall. We've got a couple free-to-play units in here because now they're very strong while operating under the Ginyu lead. And we just have a very interesting team. We'll start off with the lead. We have the Terrifying Conquerors All Planet Namek Saga category lead of 170%, Captain Ginyu. He can exchange into Ginyu Goku, and he also gives an extra 30% for all space traveling warriors. All of the Ginyu Force units fall under both of these leads, plus the third leader skill, which means they're running at a 200% leader skill. He then raises defense permanently. He has 180% attack and defense with an additional 50% attack when performing a super attack. He gains an additional attack and defense of 10% per Ginyu Force category ally on the team, and he gives all Ginyu Force category allies attack and defense of 30%. He has attacks effective against all types when there's another Ginyu Force category ally on the team. Something very important is that we're going to be linking him up with another Ginyu, which won't work necessarily at first, although we're going to make sure that they have ki through other various methods. But basically, they are essentially going to link up with each other once we exchange the one Ginyu. Ginyu can be exchanged when your health is below 58%. When your health is below 70%, I believe, and you can then recover 59% health. He'll have attack and defense of 200%, he'll stack attack, and then he will also gain attack and defense of 10% for every attack that he fires, and a chance of performing a critical hit and evasion of 10% for every attack that he fires. He can also foresee super attacks with a Jace on the team, so pretty powerful. You don't even need Jace in the same rotation, and we do have a Jace on the team, so a very strong performance here. So that is the Captain Ginyu unit, obviously very strong unit. Then we have a couple of interesting selections. So we have Berta, who is a very good unit. He improved a lot with his EZA. He has attack and defense of 100%. He has an additional attack and defense of 20% per key sphere obtained. He has a high chance of evading enemies' attacks as the first attacker in a turn, while also having a medium chance of launching an additional super attack as the second or third attacker in turn. He has a chance of evading enemies' attacks, including super attacks, plus 20% when there's another Ginyu Force category ally on the team. He also stacks defense, so we're going to be using him to stack his defense over and over again, so he can do also be a really good tank. The AGL units need to stack because obviously the final phase of the Fighting Legend Goku event is against a tech full power Goku, so we need to be very careful. Then we have Brutal Power and Psychokinesis for Kuma and Gildo, both of whom raise attack and defense for one turn. They have attack and defense of 180%, plus an additional attack and defense of 10% for each attack received up to a max of 50%. They have a high chance of guarding all attacks, plus an additional defense of 50% within the same turn when guard is activated. They will seal the attacked enemy's super attack and guard all attacks with a high chance of stunning the attacked enemy when there is an ally whose name includes Ginyu attacking in the same turn. Now, Ginyu, that requirement is going to actually be activated by the free-to-play ally, the Captain Ginyu Force. So this is the Captain Ginyu Force unit. They recently got an EZA. That EZA I've covered extensively, how to do it, also done reviews on them, and I've taken a look at them in various bits of content. But yes, that Captain Ginyu is an exceptional unit. He has ki of 2 and an attack and defense of 77%, with an additional attack and defense of 10% per Ginyu Force category ally on the team. Gives all allies ki plus 3 and attack and defense of 30%. Randomly changes key spheres of a certain type, physical excluded, to rainbow when there's another Ginyu Force unit. This is very important because it's going to help out the team, and it helps out our double Ginyu rotation, because without those rainbow orbs it becomes very difficult to feed them ki. And then of course he also raises the attack and defense of all allies when he fires his 18 key, which is very, very important. Finally, to round out the teams, we have Raccoon, whose attack and defense of 120%, with attack and defense of 30% with each attack received, and a high chance of guarding all attacks when there's another Ginyu Force category ally on the team. So yeah, obviously that's pretty decent overall. Makes him a really solid tank, which can, because they're floating, because we have better tanks on the team. Generally speaking, we don't need him to be a tank, but for the most part, he's pretty reliable as just kind of a floating unit that can have decent defense. And then the final member of the team is Pride of the Force, Jace. So Jace raises defense and also raises allies attack and defense by 20%. And that's not going to matter too much because obviously he's going to be floating, so he's not going to be able to really maximize out that ability to raise his allies defense. He has attack and defense of 90% with an additional attack and defense of 20% if each attack performed, up to a max of 60%. He gives all extreme class allies key +3 in attack of 30% and foresees the enemy's super attack, while also giving Ginyu Force category allies defense of 40% when there's another Ginyu Force category ally member on the team. Obviously we have plenty of Ginyu Force category ally members on the team, so it's not really a major issue. In terms of this team, the things you could possibly change, I mean, I wouldn't change too much. I think this is pretty much the appropriate build for this team. I would probably say you could replace the physical Raccoon or maybe the Jace with the int Jace and Berta. That Jace and Berta raise their attack and defense one turn. They have attack and defense of 150% with a medium chance of launching an additional super attack. They also have an additional attack and defense of 10% with each attack performed and a high chance of evading enemy super attacks. They also have give the space traveling category space traveling warriors category allies key +3 in attack and defense of 30%, and they give all allies attack and defense of 30% when your team has an ally whose name includes Ginyu attacking in the same turn. So yeah, overall it's pretty good, and it's really solid in terms of like team build. I think overall this team is really impressive. And honestly are ridiculously strong, which I think is fantastic. They're going to be able to do this entire event as a no item run, which is obviously incredible. And I think that's really good. The team is just really strong defensively. They also do great damage through some really powerful units like AGL Ginyu, and just through a whole bunch of like AGL Ginyu. The physical Ginyu does a lot of decent damage. The strength, the Raccoon and Gildo don't really do a lot of damage, especially at 55%. Berta can do some decent damage with orbs and his additional attacks. So you do have a lot of decent options overall for just clearing out everything really. Now we're facing the int SS4 Goku. Honestly speaking, really not that big an issue. The int SS4 Goku, obviously we're not faced with any tech units or anything like that, so for the most part it's pretty straightforward. In terms of the category challenges, these guys will help you complete the Space Traveling Warriors category team, which is obviously a pretty decent challenge to complete. Pretty solid. In terms of the other challenges and that, I think Ginyu will be a great help for the Corroded Body and Mind event. He'll be really solid as a unit to kind of help you out there. But yeah, for the most part, I think it's definitely of note that basically this team is super duper strong defensively. This team is very powerful. It's so damn strong. Like, these guys don't take any damage. Ginyu stacks so fast that by the time you get to the tech phase, Ginyu just doesn't care. Like, Ginyu can get supered, he cannot get supered, he won't take like any damage whatsoever. and it's really impressive, not to mention with the ability you have with Jace on rotation, with Ginyu, being there, and you're going to exchange into a second form. You're going to be seeing a lot of super attacks, which really helps you out with where to plan to place your damage, or your tanks. Sorry, it really does change how you tackle the stage, and it is very, very impressive. The only thing that I would like to point out is that obviously the final phase against the Tech Goku, he disables evasion, which technically wouldn't be something that's great. Obviously, it's quite a big hindrance to a unit like the Int Jason Berta, but for the most part, it's actually quite manageable, just because of the notion that they are actually Int type. So even though they rely on their evasion comparatively to the guard that the Raccoon and Gildo has, it's actually not too bad, just because they actually they don't have that big an issue because they are Int type. I think if they were any other typing, then obviously Jason Berta would possibly have an issue, even though their defense can get very, very high. But yeah, you don't really have to worry too much about that, just due to the premise, the fact that basically they're not really going to have any issues because they have type advantage. So when they lose their evasion, they will gain type advantage, which is pretty good. Ideally, you'd want to transform the one Ginyu a tiny bit earlier than what I am transforming him at, but it is very difficult when you just can't take damage on the team. So you're actually going to have to strategically choose when to take damage so that you can actually have the ability to essentially transform Ginyu. Like, if you do not take damage in the correct places, you're not going to be able to transform Ginyu before way further into the fight, and that is going to be something that's not going to hinder you, because it's not like it's the end of the world that Ginyu continues to stack, but you won't be able to activate his full levels of damage, the 50% crit and things like that, and he won't be able to have time to really stack up the attack. So that is something that is going to be a slight problem for you, but honestly speaking, it's really not too big a deal. I just think that overall the units are really, really strong, and yeah, just super duper powerful, really, really strong. I really like what they bring to the table, and yeah, this whole team just runs super smooth. Obviously the link sets are great. A lot of them share some pretty powerful link sets overall. If we have to take a look at them, generally speaking, their common links are obviously Ginyu Force, which is a very powerful link. Frieza's Army is also a powerful link. We've got Loyalty, we've got Signature Pose, all very strong, powerful links. And then we've also got, for the Ginyu units, stuff like Gentleman, Respect, for the Raccoons, Brutal Beatdown, for the Gildos, obviously Frieza's Minion and things like that. So yeah, overall we just have a pretty strong team. You can see there, Ginyu took literally nothing, basically 79k I think it was, from Goku's super attack, and that's no item. So Ginyu just has stacked to that point. The other Ginyu would have taken quite a bit. That is something I will take note of. So we did get lucky that the first Ginyu got super attack. The 55% missed a couple super attacks along the way. And without the stats to back him up, he definitely would have taken damage on the super. Obviously, he's perfectly fine for normal attacks, and that really is just how it is. So yeah, overall, super duper chuffed with this team. I think, like I said, there's not too many changes that I would make to this team. This team runs pretty fluidly, pretty smoothly. Everyone just works where they need to work, and you've got all the correct tools to make things work properly. Like here, this rotation is pretty strong. Obviously, the main issue would be if Berta got supered. Obviously, if Berta gets supered, it's game over. He's stacked well enough to handle normals with ease, but realistically speaking, he would struggle to tank a super attack, especially now after we have taken one. But for the most part, the team runs very well, and it's all actually really, really good together when you take a look at how easily they're handling this event. So yeah, I do think, you know, the Ginyu Force was one of those teams. It's obviously recently been buffed quite a bit. The 200% category lead really helps them out as well. And yeah, just the Ginyu Force are one of those teams that had great synergy before, and their EZAs, even for the free-to-play units, are still very good to this day. You know, the extra 30% helps them out, their link set's very strong, and they're just a very strong team overall. I do think also, you know, it is a sign that obviously the Goku event is beginning to age. You know, we're nearing new power levels and new types of difficult events in Dokkan. You can see that by how the latest SBR stages, you know, are harder than the previous ESBR. But enjoy the exchange skill, and then we'll come back and talk about it.
We've made a trade. Your body is mine now.
So yeah, obviously, by the way, a very cool and well done active skill. The heal is going to be great for us. At this point, Ginyu just has so much defense that really doesn't matter too much. And we're going to really start being able to like kind of shut down Goku's health. With every attack, Ginyu is going to be building up crit, which is just going to absolutely decimate Goku, basically. But we're not even going to see that much of Ginyu, unfortunately, basically just because the team is going to do so much damage, essentially, that it is going to be insane. The nice thing is that the 55% Ginyu, even though he won't have crit, by the way, because he won't transform, he'll never transform, he'll just keep stacking defense. The interesting thing is he basically is attacks effective against all types, because remember, if he has a Ginyu Force category ally on the same rotation, he will be attacks effective against all types. So just by having the two of these guys together, you essentially have one that's at 50% crit and the other one that is attacks effective against all types pretty much for the full duration of the fight. So it is pretty crazy how strong the Ginyu units are. That obviously plays into the team as well, with Ginyu being possibly one of the best units in the game. And he also has an incredible skill set that really lends himself to this event. You know, stacking defense and stuff like that is very important. It does really help out. And of course, just everything altogether just really helps out. You've got this Ginyu here, fantastic. He's going to do some decent damage. Remember also, by placing him first, he's going to raise all our allies' attacks and defense. Because we're able to see where the super attacks are, we're also able to put this Ginyu and Raccoon in the correct place. They're going to take no damage off of this super attack as well. They are incredibly strong defensively. They are very impressive. So they took no damage off of that, and then we have Jace, who's going to double super and end Goku. And that's it for the Legendary Goku event. Now, obviously, this was just for fun. It wasn't really for a challenge or anything like that. I just really like the Ginyu Force team, and I wanted to show how far they have come as a unit. I think they are really strong, and yeah, I think they're just so impressive. So that's pretty much it from me, guys. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, you can leave a like or a comment or just anything really, and I'll try and reply back, and we can have a discussion in the comments if you guys want. But yeah, that's pretty much it from me. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, take care, stay safe, and if you didn't, stay safe as well and take care. But I'll see you guys in the next one. So until then, as always, thank you so much for watching, and bye.